So in this video, we will look at what we hope and expect to show up during Nintendo's 30-minute long E3 Spotlight, and give a grade to the likeliness of it occurring during the Spotlight, Treehouse, and being playable on the show floor. Remember, the Spotlight will mainly focus on games coming out this year. But before we start, we just want to remind you that we are 800 subscribers away from the big 100,000, and if we reach that number before the Nintendo E3 Spotlight and this handsome fella's 25th birthday, then we will host a 100k E3 25th birthday giveaway. 10 Breath of the Wild expansion passes, or if you prefer, Nintendo Switch Online for 2018. Now then, on to the predictions.
First out.
Hello to all my friends at Commonwealth Realm, it's me, Mario, woohoo, mamma mia, you number one, haha!
Super Mario Odyssey. So to get the grading out at once, we can say that this one is confirmed for the Spotlight, Treehouse, and playable on the show floor. But what can we expect from Mario at this E3? For one, a trailer which will blow us away in a similar fashion to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild last year.
Fucking rocks!
No doubt, Super Mario Odyssey, as big as it can be for a holiday system seller, and definitely the greatest Switch exclusive title to date, will dominate all three: Nintendo Spotlight, Nintendo Treehouse, and Nintendo's E3 booth, which might or might not be modelled after New Donk City. And this brings us the big question: can this game alone win E3 for Nintendo? Sound off in the comment section below.
This one will likely demonstrate the full potential of the sentient hat seen in the conclusion of the January reveal trailer, explain also what the crazy cap stores are for, and finally show off some brand new and groundbreaking destinations, NPCs, and enemies reachable with the hat ship. Perhaps some more story cutscenes and teases with objectives in these worlds. It is likely that a ton of effort will be put into the trailer to make a statement that this is a true next-generation Mario title and a mighty return to a more open level design formula. We are cautious about predicting multiplayer, but we won't deny it either. In terms of the Treehouse broadcasts, we believe that we will get to see some new game mechanics, including the hat, a few worlds in action. One of them will most likely be New Donk City and or Mexico, which we will also predict will be playable on the show floor. In addition, we think that there will be 1 or 2 Treehouse exclusive worlds.
Next, we have Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This licensed Mario turn-based Gunners RPG has been heavily leaked with even the launch month in advance of the show, which shouldn't come as a surprise since Ubisoft is developing it.
A trailer and playable demo is to be expected, but the only question that really matters is, will we first see this game with Mario creator Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto at the Ubisoft conference on June 12th, or during the Nintendo Spotlight? And will it be as good as Super Mario RPG from Square 21 years ago? We will soon know, but for now it is highly likely to be in some shape or form at the Spotlight, Treehouse, and booth. It is a Mario crossover after all. Moving on to Super Smash Bros. 4 Switch, with all DLC and something more? The big question here is, will it happen, and if so, how soon? We know that the Cloud, Corn, and Bayonetta amiibos are coming on July 26, so could this be the big surprise, or will we have to wait until fall? Smash is a big system seller and would fit perfectly on Nintendo Switch if you can get a functioning GameCube controller solution for it. We believe that it's possible that Super Smash Bros. 4 Switch will be revealed, but are a little uncertain since this might be a game that Nintendo could save for next year.
Then we have the big uncertain, Animal Crossing or Metroid. It has been a while since the previous console installment for these two, and no, Metroid Other M does not count. With the Switch being a console with excellent handheld capabilities, we would be surprised if Nintendo would show up at E3 without one big first-party announcement. Sorry Pikmin fans, but Hey Pikmin is still not out, and for Pokemon fans, you just had your Pokemon Direct.
Back to Animal Crossing or Metroid? As much as we would love to see the reveal of a next-gen Metroid title, we must admit that it is unlikely due to the poor reception and sales of Federation Force. Yeah, because it sold poorly because it's Metroid. Yeah, there's nothing else wrong with that game, I'm gonna tell ya. But who knows? Animal Crossing, on the other hand, seems to be a likely pick as it has been 4 years since New Leaf came out and performed extremely well. Besides, putting Animal Crossing, a presumed handheld IP, on the Switch will send a clear message that this system means business with all popular Nintendo IPs. Then we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let's put it this way. If this game comes out this year, then it will show up with a new gameplay trailer during the spotlight and possibly the show floor. If not, then they might save this one for next year when we probably will get an English-speaking version. This one is a possibility. Speaking of games scheduled for 2018, could Fire Emblem for Nintendo Switch get its title trailer after the obligatory Fire Emblem Warriors trailer? It seems unlikely, but it would definitely generate a ton of hype to see some of the upcoming first HD Fire Emblem game. If there is another thing that we don't want in Nintendo Spotlight, it would be ARMS and Splatoon 2. We have already gotten loads of information about the two titles, and the spotlight should be reserved for new announcements. Not to mention that reviews for ARMS have already been released, like ours, check it out, and it launches the week of E3, so what's the point of even putting it in the presentation? As for Splatoon 2, even though it's coming out next month, it should also refrain from taking up any space in the video. We're sure that there will be demos for the games on the show floor anyway, not to mention the invitational tournaments for both. We hope that seeing any of these games throughout the spotlight is unlikely. Then there is the curious case of Retro Studios. Chances are they are either working on a new Metroid game or something completely new. We stated earlier that between a new Animal Crossing and a new Metroid, Animal Crossing is the most likely announcement. There have been some recent rumblings of Retro working on the next Metroid, but we would like to keep our expectations in check. No matter what the game is though, we will be excited to see what the Texas-based studio has been working on since 2014. If it is indeed a new IP, what kind would it be? We know that Deus Ex and Unreal Tournament composer Alexander Brandon is currently working with the company, so we know that the game isn't a new Donkey Kong Country, seeing as they would have just hired David Wise instead. Brandon seems to specialize in science fiction music, so maybe Retro Studios is working on bringing a new sci-fi franchise to Nintendo. Or maybe it's Metroid, again tempering expectations. But will this game, whatever it is, appear on the spotlight? Nintendo is focusing a lot on 2017 games for this presentation, and if Retro's new title is going to come out this year, then it would be obvious to mention this. If early 2018 is the target release though, maybe we'll see a quick teaser trailer. It's been quite some time since Retro Studios began work on this game, so the chances of us seeing it during the spotlight is likely. Every Nintendo console is guaranteed to have at least one Mario Party game released for it. In the case of Mario Party 11, it's a matter of when, not if. This raises the question of if it will show up at E3. If we are to go by history, Mario Party games rarely ever come out within the first year of a system's launch, with the exception of Mario Party 4. We expect Nintendo to continue this tradition by waiting until the Switch increases sales momentum to release the next entry. We don't expect, however, that Mario Party 11 is going to be any good if it's anything like 10. Either way, it is unlikely we'll see the announcement this year. Our next prediction is more like a prayer. For the love of all that is holy, Nintendo, please give us more details about the Switch's Virtual Console. We know that you're going to give us monthly games via the Nintendo Switch Online service, but that just isn't enough. A lot of us have an extensive library of Virtual Console games on Wii U and 3DS. Will we be able to transfer these games at all to our Switch? Will it be free? Will it cost an upgrade fee? Better yet, will we finally get the GameCube games we've been waiting for since the Wii U? There are so many questions to be asked, but will we get answers at this year's E3? The Nintendo Spotlight will be focusing on games, obviously, though who's to say there isn't room for some new features on Switch? This is a tough one, seeing as there is no reason for Nintendo to announce this at E3, but it is essential that they do. Including Virtual Console support, we need more information regarding entertainment apps such as Netflix and YouTube. Maybe even that smartphone app that was just recently announced will have a free version. It's likely that at least some of these features will be talked about during E3, perhaps not during the spotlight, but at the convention nonetheless.
Indie games are another big part of the Switch's library. with hits such as Champa, RMX Racing, Snake Pass, and upcoming ones like SteamWorld Dig 2, Shakedown Hawaii, and Stardew Valley. Is Nintendo Spotlight the place to showcase these indies? With every big publisher proudly showcasing their support for indie game developers, it would make sense for Nintendo to do the same. They could go into great detail about one or two of the upcoming indies, or in this case, Nindies. But it's highly likely that a brief indie reel will be how they show off these games. They've already done it before, so they can and will do it again. The final prediction we want to bring up is one that would be truly amazing if Nintendo could pull it off. We already know that Mario x Rabbids Kingdom Battle is a real thing that is happening. It hasn't been confirmed by Nintendo, but unless someone is really good at Photoshop, these pictures are real whether we like it or not. This collaboration is being worked on by Ubisoft. This got us thinking, what if Nintendo lent their IPs that are not being used that often to other third-party developers? What if they gave Metroid to, say, From Software? Or The Legend of Zelda to Square Enix? No, that's not a good idea. The possibilities are endless. At the very least, add exclusive Zelda skins to the upcoming Skyrim Switch port. We have already seen this happen with Minecraft, Super Mario Edition, and Rayman Legends on Wii U. We see the latter situation becoming likely, but Nintendo licensing their IPs to other companies beside Ubisoft for Kingdom Battle is damn near impossible, at least for this year. We would love to see something like From Software making a Metroid game happen, but we have to be realistic. The Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle situation is a rare business deal made by Nintendo. This doesn't mean it couldn't happen again somewhere down the line, it just won't happen outside of the Mario Rabbids game this year.
As of writing this video, some important details have surfaced about the Nintendo Spotlight's length. It is going to be roughly 25 minutes long, which is 5 minutes shorter than what we were anticipating. This is a significantly smaller amount of time than what we're used to with the Nintendo digital events, which range from anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. So it's important that they make those game announcements snappy. Rest assured though, during April's Nintendo Direct, they did not hesitate to push those announcements out fast, in just under 35 minutes. And 70% of that Direct was focusing on ARMS and Splatoon 2. Hopefully the minuscule length of this spotlight will not affect the quality of it. Do you agree with our predictions? Do you have any of your own you'd like to share? Sound off in the comments section below. Either way, we thank you guys and gals for watching our E3 predictions as we are just mere days away from the event. I'll be there, Conrad will be there, and the games will be there. So come say hello when we host our meet and greet in front of the Los Angeles Convention Center on June 13th at 6:30 p.m. for Conrad's 25th birthday. Before we go, we'd also like to thank our Patreon supporters for keeping the lights on in our metaphorical offices. Without you, we'd be shrouded in literal darkness. In the meantime, this has been the Commonwealth Realm, and we will see you beautiful guys and gals at this year's E3.